Go deeper with Lobbing Scorchers. Scratch under the surface. Get down even dirtier than we already get. Become a YouTube member. Sometimes things just get a little too spicy, a little too weird, and a little too loose for the general public. And the people to see that are YouTube members. We're talking about exclusive bonus videos, the podcast after show, exclusive written content, and little bits and pieces of information before the unwashed masses know about it. As a member, you not only get access to all of this amazing content, you get a badge next to your name and a slew of amazing emotes to use, not only in our live stream chat, but also in our comments section. And yes, we do have an emote for Jesus Ferreira, Go Snack, and Paul Rothrock. This is the best way to help keep us independent and keep us building out this crazy YouTube brand that we call Lobbing Scorchers. Hit the join button down below or hit the link in the top of our description if you're on mobile to join the ranks and become a Lobbing Scorchers YouTube member.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to your post-game live for Matchday 28. The Seattle Sounders just absolutely destroyed the LA Galaxy. 4-0 at Dignity Health Sports Park. If there was any question as to whether they could keep the attacking fireworks rolling, they answered those in this game. Another 4 goals. You got a moose brace. And what I think is one of the highlights of the season so far, Snyder Brunell checking in with his first MLS goal to cap it off. A lot to like about this performance, obviously, and an important result, actually, aside from just keeping the general momentum going, continuing to score goals. The Minnesota United lost today, and the Whitecaps also lost. So it's 3 points gained in the standings as well. So yeah, we're gonna bask in this win. Gonna take some calls later, but I got the press conference, waiting for it to start. So gonna try and play that when it starts. I've never handled this tech before, but I think I got it. So we should be good to go when they get Schmetz and the players in there. So we're gonna run that, and then I'll drop the call link in chat and let anyone who wants to hop on and lay down some takes. But I mean, where do you start with this game? I think the question going into this game was, how are they going to line it up and perform with the injuries that the new injuries that they've sustained, which unfortunately found out earlier this week that Albert Rusnak and Ryan Kent are both out. Ryan Kent long-term, Albert Rusnak sounds a little more TBD, but at least for the next couple weeks. So Rusnak had been starting as the number 10, obviously, and playing most every minute during this recent torrid run of attacking form. So this Galaxy team, not that good, bottom of the league table, but they actually have not been as bad lately as they were during their historically bad start to the season. So, I felt confident that Seattle could get a result and win this game, but it didn't feel like a sure thing to me. Down Rusnak, and also I thought both of these teams would be pretty gassed in this game. They've both been putting it in Leagues Cup. The Galaxy certainly have. We know that Seattle has. So I guess what I'm saying is it left me like feeling less sure of it than I might be under normal circumstances with a fully clean bill of health and not having just played a pretty demanding Leagues Cup schedule. But I mean that was about as one-sided a game as you'll ever see from a road team putting it on a home team. I don't think there was any period of this game where the Galaxy were like in control, putting Seattle under sustained pressure, generating chances. That was a beatdown. That was a beatdown. Seattle moves to, I'm going to pull up the standings just to get it exactly right here. But this does move them closer to Minnesota United and Vancouver, and gives a little bit of separation between LAFC and the Timbies. So a big time 3 points, but to drop another four goals, I mean, this attack is just a pleasure to watch right now. It's not just the output, it's just the footy that they're playing, how high quality the chances they're generating are. I mean, it's statistically one of the most prolific stretches of attacking footy that the Sounders have ever played. And I think it might actually be, it's got to be the most prolific for an 8-game stretch now, because I believe they had tied their record for a 7-game stretch with 22 goals going into this game. They just dropped 4 more. Again, on a Galaxy team that is last place on the league table. Not a good team. Not a good team. So we can, I mean, you know, caveat understood. But again, they had not been as bad lately. And I mean, Seattle made them look like the worst team in the league tonight. So, I mean, you got to give them credit for taking advantage of the matchup and leaving no doubt, putting 4 more on the board. Can't do it up for a road game much better than that. I mean, this team is on fire. Aaron, thank you for the $1.99. Appreciate you. What did you think of Leiva's play? I thought he was good. I thought kind of what I'm gauging that by is like, does the team maintain its level with him in there that they were playing at previously? Is there any like huge drop off? I didn't see any drop off. They got a Snyder Brunel goal while Danny Leiva was on the field. So I think Danny's been playing well. And I think with this period of time where Rusnak is out, getting him more run in a more advanced role is something that I want to see, because it just seems like that could be where he can maximize the stuff he's good at. It makes sense when you think about his skill set and his profile. But he also, when they have ran him in the double pivot, I thought that that actually looked better than I thought it would when he and Obed were running it. So I don't know if there's anyone who's like not playing well right now. I think another thing I wanted to bring up was just shouting out the defense, which has been, honestly, there is a question mark around the team this year, especially with the offense doing what it's been doing lately. It's, you know, they have conceded 35 goals. There's been a lot of ill-timed concessions. And we got the presser starting right now, it looks like. Let's tap in. Oh, that's Kevin. Just waiting for them to get it set up here, guys. You guys want to see the backdrop? There it is. Let me know if there's any audio issues here, but this should work. Everybody, do what workflow says. Please like the video. Should have said this earlier. Please like the video. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to bring the backdrop down. Wait till we have the guys in there. And we're just going to hang out while we wait for the pressers to start. Always a more fun presser after a 4-0. Let's see, chat. Who have we not shouted out who deserves one? Paul Rothrock. Paul Rothrock. The oligarchs they already have taken away one of his assists this year. So he should have one more assist on the ledger than he does. And then they took away his goal. I think, it is technically an own goal. But then he puts Moose in on goal for the first Moose goal. And then it's a rebound shot saved, and then Moose hits the rebound, so he doesn't get the assist. So Paul Rothrock doesn't get goal contributions on either of those goals, but I mean, he causes the first one. He causes the own goal by crashing that far post. And then perfect dime to Moose, and then he almost scores at the end. He puts that one off the post. So fantastic performance from Paul Rothrock. And I can't believe I haven't mentioned yet the ball from De La Vega on that own goal. He's on one right now, man. I did shout out Snyder B already, but let's shout him out again. I hope that they better give Snyder B the presser here. If they don't give Snyder B the presser here, we riot. No, he wouldn't get the assist on that because Moose shot it and the goalkeeper saved it, and then he hit the rebound. He would not get that assist. So happy that Snyder was able to celebrate with 5 other Defiance players after that goal too. Moments like that, man. You can't beat that. An 18-year-old homegrown getting his first MLS goal, celebrating with the other Defiance guys. It's fantastic. I'm not going to sing Jingle Bells, but I'm sure you'll get video of the team singing Jingle Bells. Snyder B goal was one of the moments of the season so far. It really was. Shout out Drew Carey. Okay, sorry, I was just listening to PR give us the lowdown on the presser. Shout out Sounders PR. They're going to be starting it in a couple minutes here, so we'll get to hear from it. Better be Snyder B. Chad? Who do you think they're going to? I think it's going to be Snyder B. Maybe a Rothrock. Probably Moose. It's got to be Snyder B. There's no way it's not Snyder B. There's no way. There's going to be some good post-game videos, I'm sure, of Schmetz commemorating the Snyder B goal. Goal on his MLS debut. In all seriousness, like even outside the goal, I feel like Snyder B has looked notably good, like as far as how he is fitting in with the team and combining with everybody.
First here in media room, Carson, once again, Danny Musovsky and Snyder Burnell. If you have questions,
let's go. I called it, chat. They just announced. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Oh, look who we got here. Thought he wasn't.
Chat, it's a hot tub stream now. Chat, it's a hot tub stream now. Look at this.
He's calling in from a hot tub.
Are you ready? I'm going to sing Jingle Bells for everyone. Wait, I should turn this sideways. Are we ready?
All right, but if the presser starts, I'm cutting you off.
Okay, ready? Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to sing when Seattle went away. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to see Seattle win away. Hey!
Hey. All right, glad he tapped in for that. That was actually decent content. I wasn't expecting that. Made a big show about how he wasn't tapping in, taps in from the hot tub, serenades with Jingle Bells, pieces out. There you go. Colton, you don't like my New Mexico United shirt? I guess it's, I wasn't really thinking about it. It's maybe not the most relevant attire for a post-game Sounder stream, but you know. What was I talking about? Snyder B might be him. Might be him. It's not just the goal. I was talking about how as far as his skill set goes, one of the things I'm most intrigued by is that if you look at his MLS Next Pro career and statistics, he's a guy who contributes on the stat sheet. Like that is part of his game. Like I would say more so than when some of these other guys at the position have come up. Obed was a guy who was like thought of that would have that element of his game eventually, but it wasn't something that we saw much from him in his first foray into MLS. It took him a while to start getting on the stat sheet. Atencio was not like thought of as much like that. Danny Leva was, but hasn't really consistently been able to do that. So what I've been hoping is that Snyder B can be the one who comes up that brings those attributes and can sort of be that like dynamic contributor to attack from that role in the way that Obed now is. But like Snyder B is just coming up. He's 18. I mean, it's kind of funny because Obed just turned 20, but Obed has like over 100 MLS games at this point. It is one of the best players in the league at his position. But the point is, seeing Snyder B like already get into that spot, Fox in the box. We got to see more of him. Can we talk about how the outside backs shut down Joey Paints all night? Yeah, we can. We can talk about that. And Gabriel Peck as well. I was thinking to myself tonight, like, it is almost sad, the downfall of Joey Paints. Anyone who listened to our show last season knows that we were big time Joey Paints heads. I was among the original purveyors of the
Quick note, since some of you have been asking prior to the play,
Joey Paints agenda.
Snyder Brunel does become the fourth Sounder in history to score in his MLS debut. He joins Pedro de la Vega, who did so on February 24th, 2024 versus LAFC. Nelson Valdez, August 16th, 2015 versus Orlando City. And Freddie Montero in Sounders FC's MLS debut, March 19th, 2009 versus the New York Red Bulls. In addition, Danny Masovsky has now set a single-season high scoring mark for his career across MLS and USL. He's in a tie with Albert Rusnak currently for the most all competitions goals on the team. Tonight it was his 11th and 12th strikes of the season. Finally, Sounders FC.
They're giving us stats right now. Sorry, guys.
Since the Club World Cup ended, that is 7 wins and 3 draws in all competitions. Holler if anybody has any other specifics they'd like us to dive into, please.
They just announced Snyder B, fourth Sounder ever to score in their MLS debut. I didn't catch who the other two names were, but De La Vega was one of them. That's right. De La Vega scored a penalty at LAFC on his MLS debut. Forgot about that. Snyder B, fourth ever. I believe he also said that the team is 7-0-3 since the Club World Cup, which that was kind of one of my other takeaways from this game is just like, I feel like the Club World Cup kind of took this team's form to another level. Oh, you can hear it. All right. Well, we'll have to we're gonna see how this me running the presser tech works. We're gonna see. I'm proud of myself just for getting the Zoom call on the share screen. So, are the Sounders the hottest team in the league? Yeah, they are. Without a doubt. They finished first out of, I mean, if you mean league play, I would probably still say yeah. But they finished first out of 36 teams in the League's Cup Phase 1.
All right, we'll get going here, guys. Thank you very much for your time this evening. Congratulations. Big win. We're going to go straight to questions, starting with Jeremiah Oshan.
All
I
right.
saw your hand first. Jeremiah, go ahead, please, and kick us off.
Can you guys hear this?
Yeah. First of all, congratulations, Snyder, on scoring on your debut. It looks like you were the youngest Sounder to ever score in their MLS debut. Also, I believe the first Sounders homegrown to score in their MLS debut. So, congratulations on all that. What's going through your head when you score that goal?
I mean, it was a crazy feeling whenever Connie slipped it through to Alex, and I was screaming at Alex to cut it back. Great ball, and I was like, okay, just hit the target, and I'm fine. Hit the target, and just overjoyed, crazy feelings from there.
And then I guess for Danny, another brace. It seems like you're just piling up goals right now. Have you ever been in a run of form? I mean, I don't know. Do you even call it a run of form like this? I mean, it seems like you're playing some of the best soccer you've ever played.
Yeah, I think right now I'm finding myself in some really good spots. I think it also helps when, the team is executing all over the field. Where a lot of my goals, I just feel like I'm finding myself in the right place at the right time. But, that's credit to the service as well. And then also a big part of it is just staying healthy, making sure I'm available, making sure I'm training at a high level. And usually that translates to goals.
All right, we'll go over to Jada Evans next. Jada, go ahead and ask your questions, please.
Thanks. Congratulations on the win, y'all. Danny, with your goals, they're on the rebound. How do they kind of stack up as far as like maybe some of that you've even scored this season? Did they feel as easy as they looked?
Yeah, for me, they all count the same. It felt really good to score. I don't care if it's an easy goal or a hard goal. Most important thing is to get on the score sheet and help the team win. So definitely felt really good. They're pretty easy goals for me to score today.
And then with you, either one of y'all can answer this, but just with the way that LA had played in the Leagues Cup, what were you maybe expecting? And then also like how different they had been playing in MLS. What were you maybe expecting or kind of maybe watching out for with this match?
I think they've been doing really well as of recently, and so it's definitely something we weren't taking lightly. We knew that they were a team, fired up, and then in Leagues Cup they were also doing well, advanced out of the group. So definitely a good team, catching good form. But we also came out with good energy, and we weren't taking them lightly, and I think that's why we were able to get a good result tonight.
All right, next we'll go over to Maz. Maz, go ahead, please.
Yeah, hey guys, I'll start with a comment. I couldn't figure out who had the biggest smile between you two after the game.
Good chat workflow, thank
Danny,
you.
I saw you laughing as well. But my question is this, Danny, going back to you talked about creation of space. I mean, the service. Can you talk about the creation of space that's happening by other players so you can find those pockets, and obviously the service like Paul Rothrock gave you?
Yeah, it was a great ball from Paul. It kind of gave each other like a little quick look right before he had made that through ball. So I definitely know that when he's playing on the right or the left, that's just something I need to be aware of to be able to find that space. And everyone does a good job. Christian, Obed, Jesus, Albert, everybody, finds great spaces and able to kind of find that primitive zone that we talk about. And for me as a forward, it's just making try to get some free space in the box and trying to kind of anticipate where the ball will go. And yeah, so it's definitely good to be a forward on the team right now.
Snyder, how are you going to celebrate your first goal?
I'm gonna go home, probably sleep and then wake up and just celebrate with my parents, maybe like celebration breakfast. Yeah.
Fair enough. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Reminder to media on the call, if you have a question, to go ahead and hit that raise hand function button for us. Jeremiah, I see you have a follow-up. Go for it, please.
Yeah, I guess for either one of your, or for Danny specifically, this team is, you're scoring a lot of goals as a team right now. It's coming from a lot of different players. we had another week here where we had a couple big injuries, and you guys just keep rolling along. What can you say about the depth and sort of the mentality of not letting 1, 2, 3 injuries affect the way you guys are playing?
Yeah, I just think that's kind of been the theme of what's been happening all season. Guys have been, going down with injuries as happens in a season, but I just think, as a collective, we have such strong leadership on the team, coming from Schmetz and all the coaches and Christian and Jordan and all these strong leaders. And I think it just helps, everybody thrive and everybody play to the best of their ability. And then I just think a big part of it's just holding a very high standard in training. Trainings are at a very high level, very sharp, and I feel like that just translates well in the games, and we're able to stay on top of teams. And I just think we're doing just a really good job. I think every position, from front to bottom, everybody is just playing at a very high level right now.
All right, not seeing that many more hands, but Maz, I see yours. Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, I do. Just thanks. Hey, Danny, just on that, and I guess not even answered as well, but more in terms of the back line, and I would say your transition defense is leading to, these goals. Can you talk about that? How that is helping you all score these goals?
Yeah, I definitely think that's actually a big part why we're scoring so many goals on offense. It's how good our active defending is. Jackson, Yamar, and Kim, and our outside backs as well. But definitely, for our center backs, they're just doing such a good job of when, we try to make it predictable as forwards in the press and try to make it so that they lump it long. And I just think, Jackson, Yamar, and Kim just do such a great job of knocking down, getting those second balls and finding that quick, pass for us to get into transition and start our attack. So definitely credit to them this whole season.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Jeremiah, do you have a final one?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask one more for Danny. If you could just think back to where you were mentally a year ago, it was you were having a hard time just getting on the field, let alone scoring goals, and here you are, the starting forward for a team that is playing the way that they are right now, scoring a ton of goals. What would you credit your, I don't know, like the way that you were able to stay with it mentally during the last year and sort of the start of this year even?
Yeah, just think as a pro, there's always ups and downs. It's never always great. It's never always bad. Some years, you have better opportunities than other years. But for me, I think the main thing is this year I've just been able to stay healthy the entire season. And last year I was maybe, although I wasn't out with injury, I was dealing with a lot of small, niggling injuries that were bothering me. And this year I haven't had any of that, or if I have had it, I've managed it well. So definitely, I think the main difference between this year and last year is staying healthy. And as a forward, momentum is huge. When you're not scoring, I feel like it's a little bit harder to get that first one, but once you get rolling and once you get a little bit of confidence, it helps you, going into every single game.
Guys, thank you both very much for your time. Congratulations again and safe travels home.
Thank you.
Media, as we reset things here for head coach Brian Schmetzer, if you have a question for Brian, please go ahead and hit that raise hand function button for us. Like always, we'll start as soon as he gets in the room. Thank you.
That was Moose and Snyder B. Oh, man. How cool was it to see Snyder B get the post-game presser? 18 years old. 1 MLS game under his belt, 1 goal. It's good stuff. I thought that was a good question from Maz towards the end there. He hit on something that I meant to bring up, but hadn't yet, which is just how effective this team is at pressing right now. I feel like that's almost like the genesis of a performance like this. They were putting LA under pressure all night, and specifically in the first half, really the first 20, 30 minutes of the game, it felt like LA was pinned back like they were the road team. I mean, that's how you do it on the road. Sometimes on the road, you have to play more conservatively, hang back a little bit. But they jumped right on top of the Galaxy from the start of the game, and they're doing a great job right now of putting these teams under pressure.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Kev. Coach, congrats. Would you like an opener tonight?
How are you doing, Alex?
I'm doing great, Brian. Would you?
Okay, good.
Good question.
I'm happy to be here and happy to get right to questions.
All right, sounds great, Jeremiah. Why don't you kick us off?
Well, Brian, congratulations on what I have to imagine feels like a good win. You guys followed up a good offensive performance with a good defensive performance as well. Did it feel particularly important to get the shutout today?
Yeah. I mean, look, it doesn't erase the sting of last November, but it was, a good result. The team has been riding on a high. So is Galaxy. They came in on a good run of form, so it was going to be a tough game. But, the defending was excellent. I'll use one player in specific because he's got broad shoulders. I didn't think this was Yaimar's best game when he had possession of the ball. But, man, he was a beast tonight defensively. Him and Kim Ki-hee were great. I thought Alex Roldan was exceptional. Nuhu continues to, do a fantastic job against two of the best wingers, because they switch, they flip Painsil and Peck in the second half. I mean, defensively, the team did well. If I want to continue into the weeds, it all started with Masowski and Jesus. In the first half, we wanted to press higher up the field, and we accomplished that. I mean, in the first half, we could have had 2 goals, 3 goals. We weren't very good in the final third. So to answer your question, defensively, I thought that was a pretty darn good performance defensively.
All right, Jada, we'll go your way next, please.
Thanks. Congratulations on the win, Brian. With Snyder, the first shot, I'm imagining that you maybe didn't appreciate from him, the one that he kind of skied over the net, and then just seeing him score, that seemed to bring a smile to you and your coaching staff. So can you kind of comment a little bit about him and how you're getting?
Well, I'm going to comment on the positive side of things because young players are going to make mistakes, Jada. So I'm not going to criticize a young player for trying something and, the ball doesn't go where he wants it to go or where I want it to go. The kid has tremendous upside. He's a positive young man. He was very happy. And the goal that he actually scored was a great team goal. And so that kid has a bright future if he can, keep going and keep learning. And, the guys all like him because he works hard. So that to me was a positive performance by a young man that, has a lot of potential.
Maz, over to you, please.
Yeah, Brian, in terms of team goal, your third goal, you start off, it's 2-0 at the start of the second half. You're actually a little bit on the back foot, and there were 16 touches, as I counted, on that third goal from Kim Ki-hee making that play to De La Vega and on and on and on and on. You will see the film. But, I mean, can you just talk about, the team goal and then when it happened? Because they were pressing you a little bit, it seemed like, and then you were able to put the game.
Well, they're the defending MLS champions. They've been on a good run. They had a couple moments in the first half where they pinned us back a little bit. That's momentum swings. I mean, goals change games, Moss. You know that. We scored timely goals. We scored some good goals. We scored some goals that entertained the fans. In this run of games, we've had 26 goals in 8 games. And I don't know if you have your calculator out in front of you, but that's a lot of goals per game. So, it's all positive there too.
And Jesus's play in front there, and then him and Pedro seemed like they started pivoting a little bit. Can you talk about that relationship, as the game went on?
I'm not so sure they pivoted. Maybe in certain moments, I'll have to look at the tape, Moz. They have the freedom to do that. If Pedro comes inside, Jesus can go wide, but I thought Pedro, lining up on the left-hand side has been, good for the squad. Jesus has been great on the right. Absolutely fantastic on the right-hand side. And I don't know if anybody can replace Albert, but Jesus had a really good shift in Albert's position.
Mhm.
And so that to me brings joy because it shows how, versatile Jesus is, what a good soccer player he is, what a smart soccer player he is. And it provides me with cover. Again, when Craig signed Jesus and he didn't start off well, there were a lot of fans that were like, oh, well, bad, whatever. But Craig
He reads the
right.
Lobbing
He's
Scorchers
been
chat.
a good signing. He's a smart soccer player. And you know me, I love smart soccer players.
Thanks.
All right, reminder to media on the call, if you have a question, to go ahead and please hit that raise hand function button. I'm seeing a couple of follow-ups, which is fine. Jada, do you have one?
Yes, I just wanted to ask a little bit about Paul. He had to switch sides, which he's done before, but he again is a catalyst to some of the goals there. So just wanted to get your opinion about the way that he's being able to play.
Well, again, Jada, he's a smart soccer player, so it took him a game and a half to get the hang of the right-hand side because we've been playing him on the left, and now Pedro's on the left, so Paul's taking a shift over on the right-hand side. The guy just figures out ways how to be impactful in games. He does the work. You can't fault his effort. He runs back, he chases, he fights. It's everything coaches like. But again, what I really appreciate is Paul's ability to kind of cerebrally think about what are the demands of this new position? What do I need to do on the right-hand side that's different on the left-hand side? And he adapts and he makes plays. I mean, that first goal, that was a tremendous ball by Pedro, but it's Paul's effort. It's his hustle. It's his being in the right spot because we tell guys when the ball's over on the left-hand side, we need our right winger to come in. So he's paying attention to what the coaches are telling him. So really, really, love having Paul on the team.
Maz, back to you.
Sorry, Brian. Just in terms of the overall defense, you talked about, but defending MLS champions, they didn't get any big chances, as I'm looking at here, and they didn't get their first shot on goal in the second half. Team defense, what can you say about that today?
Well, I might fast forward that because I talked about that a little bit already. Look,
Yeah.
to make that save at 2-0. If it goes 2-1, that's a different ball game. Their expected goals was 0.57, which yes, all the stat geeks out there, they're gonna figure that out. That's a good number. But and our expected goals were 4.29. So that's actually really good. But I thought Andrew had to step up in the right moments, and same as a timely goal, timely save kept us in the game.
His ball distribution didn't get a lot of times. What did you think of that? The way
It was okay. I thought, he can get better on that, but that's just a little more seasoning, Moz. He just needs a little more seasoning, feeling the game, understanding the nuances of momentum. But look, he's a talented goalkeeper. He's already proved he can be a starter in this league, so we're lucky to have him.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Last hand I'm seeing is from Jeremiah. Unless there are others, Jeremiah, go ahead and take us home.
Hey, Brian, we've talked about this before, but the number of goal scorers that you've gotten continues to grow with Snyder. It just seems to be that this team has encapsulated that next man up mentality that you have been preaching all along. And does it feel like this team is particularly deep? And what can you say about your ability to sort of keep rolling despite injuries?
Well, some national writer talked about how Craig did a great job because we have the deepest roster in MLS. I happen to believe that as well. I think that the next man up theory is relevant because you can never go from one end of an MLS season to the other without adversity, injuries, things happen. You must have in your pipeline, on your bench, guys that can come in and do the business. And we have that. Now, I would also say kudos to the development side of our club. Mikey Morris at Defiance, everybody, Wade, Craig Gampelmeyer, I mean, Henry Browner, all those guys, they do a tremendous job developing the players. Saze is a good example. You know, Snyder's a good example. I mean, we have how many homegrowns on our roster? I mean, there's another whole storyline you guys can talk about, you know, what a great job that some of our academy staff and our development staff does. Makes my job easier, Jeremiah.
Ryan, thank you again for your time. Congratulations. Safe travels.
Thanks, everybody.
Media, thank you. If you have any additional follow-ups, let us know. Take care.
All right. That's a wrap for the pressers. Brian Reed's Doyle confirmed. Shouting out the national punditry. All right. Let's take some calls. We're going to drop the link in the chat right now. And anyone who wants to hop on, lay down some takes, bask in another resounding victory for the Seattle Sounders. I mean, I dropped the link right there. So any and all are welcome to tap in. If everyone in chat right now, got a couple hundred people watching, like the video. If every single person who's watching right now likes the video, that would be huge. We'll be flying in the algorithm. We got our first caller. We got Rhombus in the queue. Rhombus, can you hear me? Give me that thumbs up and I'll bring you on the stage. Rhombus, thanks for tapping again, man. Tapping in again, man. Time over the LA Galaxy. The squad is absolutely rolling. What'd you think? What you saw tonight?
What did he say? 26 goals in 8 games?
Yeah, ridiculous. Like that. I mean,
yeah, right. Yeah, lost for words. I guess I might as well sing "It's a Long Way Home" on the 405 when you're shit. It's a long way home on the 405 when you're shit. Anyways, wow, such great games. Is Pauly Primetime gonna have all of his stats robbed from him?
It's kind of like it's tilting at this point because he already got the one robbed in Houston, and then he doesn't get 2 tonight that really like goals that he contributed to. So it's what's tilting about it is I know like at the end of the season people are gonna be looking at the stat sheet and be like Rothrock only had this and this, and there's gonna be like 4 missing.
Yeah. That, I mean, yeah, he was good for a goal and an assist, and that assist was amazing.
It was, yeah.
Let me think. Who else had a good game? Yamar was a beast again. Knew who had a good game. That, I mean, I wasn't expecting an assist like that from De La Vega, but
God, that was a good pass. Jesus,
he landed it. And, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that goal doesn't happen without Rothrock getting in there. But yeah, that was a great pass. And then Snyder B with the cherry on top. Wait, who got the assist on the third one to Mazovsky? I can't remember.
Which one was that?
The second half one. Was that Ferreira?
I can't remember. I'll have to go back and watch it again. But
yeah,
it was another good brace for Moose. I think pretty much I don't think anyone had like a bad game tonight.
No.
I saw there was some Ferreira discourse going on in the chat. I mean, I can give my take on that, but did you have any Ferreira observations watching him play that 10 spot with Rusnak injured?
No, I mean, I want to continue seeing him in there, and I also like his corner kicks too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to see him play more games at that position. Like, I don't want to see him rotated out. If Rusnak's out for another few weeks, then like keep him in there and keep that consistency going because, yeah, I felt like he passed the ball well.
Yeah, like so.
And he wasn't muscled off the ball at all. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think he was solid. I can't think of anything truly notable, but
To me, it's not necessarily even a question of him individually, whether he even gets on the stat sheet or not. It's a question of how the offense functions and produces with him as the focal point, as the centerpiece.
yeah.
I realized he skied one shot tonight, and he had a couple of giveaways. If the offense generates 4.2 xg,
Yeah.
scores 4 goals, and they win the game 4-0 in a stretch of time, by the way, where they've scored 26 goals in their last 8 games, like you said.
Well, I mean,
when he has heavily contributed to that, then nothing else, like what matters other than them scoring those goals and then taking the result, so like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that is the result of him playing at the 10, then it's cooking. Like
that's how I feel, because did Los Angeles get a shot on goal? I think they got like one there.
They got one, and it was because Christian had a giveaway that gave them like right, and it was right at Andy T. But other than that, no, I don't think.
Right. So like we shut them down.
Yeah.
We kept them pinned again. We had them against the ropes, man. The entire entire game. Like, yeah. So yeah, why? I mean, and the only way that you can do that is with a complete team performance. So like, yeah, I'm not gonna fault anybody. It's just nitpicking at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm never personally going to nitpick much about a 4-0 unless it's like one of those weird outlier games where you win by a lot, even though you played like super poorly and should have lost or whatever. This was not that. Like you said, they had the Galaxy under it the entire game.
And it was the Galaxy, which is so satisfying. I mean,
Yeah.
So my last comment, and then you can move on to somebody else if you got somebody else in the queue.
No one in the queue, by the way, so keep cooking, and if anyone else wants to tap in.
All right, so is it all right if I say something slightly controversial?
Yeah, please. That's what we're here for.
Nice. For the past few years, I really haven't cared that much about Portland. And that's because in terms of trophies, we've left them in our dust. Certainly they get our goat here and there, and we have a bad derby here and there and whatever, but like it's the Galaxy that's frustrated me the most since 2009,
Oh yeah.
And in terms of denying us playoff runs, et cetera, they're, and then of course they've got 4 MLS Cups.
The Galaxy have 6.
Oh, they have 6.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd rather set our sights ahead of us rather than in our rear view mirror. So like the Galaxy are the people that like just kind of grind my gears to get my goat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so a win like this feels really satisfying.
It's something that we talked about actually last year, like a similar topic, except we were talking about it compared to LAFC because that's more of like a trophy competitor in recent years. And that was a controversial take. I mean, I think Portland is obviously always going to be the biggest derby. There's so much history there, and any game against them is going to be like the most contentious rivalry type match. But like, I agree with what you're saying as far as like they haven't been like in the trophy race mix as some of these other teams in the West that Seattle has developed rivalries with on that count. Both LA teams fall into that category. So no, I think there's something to what you're saying. Rhombus, I do have Jack in the queue behind you, but any final last takes or anything you wanted to get out there about this game or the season moving forward?
Just great win. Let's keep that going. Go Sounders.
Hell yeah, I love it. Rhombus, thanks for tapping in. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, we got Jack up next. Jack, give me that thumbs up if you can hear me, and I'll bring you on the stage. All right. Jack, welcome in. Thanks for calling in. 4-0 over the LA Galaxy. How are you feeling? What'd you think?
Feeling pretty good. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's a good time to be a Sounders fan. I think they're intriguing, game to game. They just keep putting out a really good performance. And there's like so many positional things. I don't know, I follow the team deeply. You guys are doing a lot of great work. So thanks for putting out that dialogue and all that. But yeah, there's a lot of cool competition at spots. And I really like seeing, there's a lot that could be said about Snyder. I'm a center mid. I love seeing the center mids crank out of the Sounders, and he's going to be good, I think. Yeah.
What are you seeing from him that you like so far?
I feel like he scans a lot, which is cool. He's really in good positions from the few minutes I've seen, and I don't know. I feel like he stays within himself, chooses simple passes, actually them to the right foot kind of thing. I mean, that was a great run, right on the money. And that was Alex who picked him out, like right hard on the ground. He's not skying it like like Osaze did, and that's his job. He's the striker, and he's just slotting it right into the goal. I forget who said it, but you guys have talked about how he's scored goals from that position. I think he's going to keep doing that.
Yeah, it was. I forgot. Jada mentioned it on the press conference, but he did take a shot before his goal that he skied into the 27th row. He was excited. I didn't mind him. I didn't mind him lining that up. I think it was 3-0 at the time. It's your MLS debut. Like, go for it. But then he does score the goal. I think what you noticed about him is spot on. And I just think, like, even outside the goal, kind of the way that he already looks so natural, like linking up with everybody. And then he's kind of got that Obed in him as far as like cool under pressure and ability to like wiggle out of stuff. I've seen him do that a couple times. So that's a whole new exciting development. I mean, what do you think of what we're seeing on offense lately? I mean, 26 goals in the last 8 games. That's a lot of goals. What do you think is working right now in attack?
I think the team is, I don't know, they got a little swagger. They're not afraid to try things. They're moving around a lot. They're really being available to one another, which I think is huge. And that just keeps all the defenses on edge. They're finally finishing some of their shots. I've always thought I can't wait for whenever the Sounders get a nice, I don't know, maybe DP9, but a big, nice 9, and to go along with Jordan.
What if it's Osaze?
He could be it. Yeah, absolutely.
He has the physical profile. I don't know. Yeah. Well, it's yet to be determined if he has the consistency and the output that you need.
Totally.
But it's I guess I'm curious what you think, because there's been so much talk about this U22 number 9, and I'm not saying like the Osaze emergence necessarily means they shouldn't still like make that signing, but it's also like, for me, it's changing how I think about it a little bit. I'm almost like, maybe you should keep seeing what you have here before you do that, because if you do sign one, you got to like be very, very confident that they're better than what Osaze is.
I think he's put off the decision for till the off season. I don't think they need to do it this window. It'd be cool if they did. I'm all about the positional competition, and it'd be great, just exciting to get a new shiny player. But I think he has made it interesting enough, and he's been doing it enough. We'll see. I just hope that there's no more injuries, because that's the main thing.
That was sort of the downer coming off of Leagues Cup, especially like learning that Ryan Kent's is like pretty long term. It just sucks because he I was saying that I still had my stock and I still believed in it. And then he looked really good in Leagues Cup again, got a couple of assists. So it's a bummer, but it was good to see them score 4 goals in this game with those injuries. Jack, I got a couple people in queue behind you, but any other takes or anything you want to get out there about this game or the season going forward here?
Yeah, no, I think it's been a good season. It's gonna get a little better, I hope. I'm excited to see how they actually do if they can close out and win another tournament like Leagues Cup. I'd almost rather that than MLS Cup for this season. But
Say why
new trophy. And yeah, I don't know, a lot of money that hopefully ownership will spend. We'll see.
CCC spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to do more discourse on like what people would prefer, but I feel like they're playing so well in Leagues Cup and it is like a new trophy like that. It would be a sick one to win. So no doubt about it.
I'll take it.
All right, Jack, thanks for tapping in, man. Great call. And we'll catch you on the next one. All right, we got Tribe up next. Parker after that. Bringing Tribe to the stage right now. Tribe,
what is
up, man? Thanks for tapping in. 4-0 at LA. Yeah. How you feeling?
Good. I have a question. You see what I'm saying about Jesus Pereira now, sort of?
I mean, what were you saying? I didn't see what you said.
Not clinical in his passing, not clinical in his dribbling, and very lackluster in finishing.
See, my thing is like, if they score 4 goals and put up 4.29 XG, what's it even matter?
Well, if Brian Schmetzer, here's the thing. If Brian Schmetzer doesn't look about how you can make things so much better, like if we had Rusnok or if we had a natural 10, if we had a more quality player in the center, we could have gotten 6. If we had a better striker than Musovski who could get up higher and head balls in more, we might have had more. You know what I'm saying? It's these little things that make games really stand out. But this was a good game. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy. I always pick apart little things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair. For me, like the way I look at it is like just in terms of final output, because like I feel like when at least for me, when I go through and I start like going, oh, you could have had that chance there or you missed that one there, it's like if you score it later, then it's offset, because like soccer's a game where you're gonna like miss chances, you're gonna have shots that go wide that get skied. It's about like what you're able to put on the scoreboard when all of that is put together. And for me right now, when I look at 26 goals in 8 games,
that's
like,
crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was that high. And to be fair, that Cruz Azul game carried that a bit probably.
It did, but you have the 4 spot in this game, and then pretty much every single game. I think every single game in that stretch, they've had multiple goals, and in a few of those games, they've had 3 goals. So it's like it's been just very consistent, productive attacking output. So as far as Ferreira goes, I think we'll see more like because he's going to be playing in that spot with Rusnak out. Yeah. That'll be the determining factor. This was just one game against the literal worst team in the league. So we'll see. But like, as I was pretty encouraged with how the offense overall looked with Ferreira in there as that centerpiece. Although he did leave a little meat on the bone. Like I see what you're saying in that respect. But as far as like the total performance and the total output, I didn't think it could have been much better. And I felt like he contributed to that. Like he was part of it.
What do you think about idea of Rothrock instead of playing on the wing, he plays as striker? Because every single goal he scores, it's a classic finisher's goal, a poacher's goal. You know what I'm saying?
We've kind of like jokingly talked about Rothrock at the 9 when there was like struggles on the depth chart there. And there was the famous game in San Diego early this season where they did Georgie there. So we were like, all right, well, if you're going to do Georgie, and that did not work. If you're going to do Georgie there, maybe try Rothrock there. I don't think at this point, like with Moose and Osaze, kind of that rotation, you don't really need to. But in principle, I wouldn't mind seeing it just for the novelty, honestly, if nothing else.
We need Georgie to play. Again, when he came on, he was electric. He doesn't just do these crazy dribbles, these crazy runs. He's also very smart. The simple passes that he makes as well are just so he needs to play, man. And Schneider Brunel, my God, man. He reminds me of a very, very young Obed Vargas, to be fair. I mean,
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And Tribe, you are the I would say the number one purveyor leader of the Georgie train, and
yes,
I think it's a good take though. Like we kind of finally saw that end product on that League's Cup goal, right? But he is just like he has
so
the
good.
physical, like dynamic skill set that is like it's different than anybody on the team. It's like there's like a little bit of Jordan Morris there, but like he's like way more of like a pure winger skill set wise.
When I first saw him play, he was so fast. I forgot which game it was. It was like a year ago. I forgot who we were playing. I do remember this one play. I think it was Albert Rusnock played a ball wide to him, and it was a 50-50 ball. He used his body completely, knocked someone down, and it was shoulder to shoulder. He has that physicality plus and he knows how to use it without getting it out of hand as well, which is something quite rare for these players on the wing. And he's so good with his dribbling. Obviously, again, look at the stat sheet on MLS.com, on Opta, whatever you want. He's the top dribbler in the league by quite a lot. Again, past Bouanga, past Messi for percentage of dribbles complete. He's just so good, man. If he plays regularly, I'm gonna keep saying this. If he plays regularly, he's gonna be the best winger in the league, and I mean that.
Woo!
He will.
You're
grow
the leader. You're the leader of the train. But I kind of like your chances of this take potentially being validated if he actually gets the run. We're gonna see, but he's definitely doing some exciting stuff right now.
I might be taking it overboard, yeah, but I think he might grow to 15 million market value eventually in 2 years if he plays enough.
Oh hell yeah! You are cooking now. I got a couple people in the queue behind you, but any other last takes that you wanted to get out there about this game or anything else?
I want to thank you for all this coverage on Seattle Sounders and for giving fans a voice, and thank you, my guy.
Yeah, of course, man. That's what we're here for. Thanks for tapping in, Tribe. We'll talk to you on the next one. All right, we got Parker up next, Caleb after that, and then no one else in the queue. So if anyone else wants to tap in, I'll be hanging out for a little bit here. Parker, if you can hear me, give me that thumbs up. I'll bring you on the stage. All right, got you. Thanks for tapping back in, man. Another win, 4-0. Team's on fire, 26 goals in 8 games. What are you seeing? How are you feeling?
Feels good. I'm stoked. I mean, I just can't believe how much fun it is right now because I don't know, like I'm just at a loss for words. It's just so much fun to.
It's one of the best attacking stretches I've ever seen from the team. Like that's.
I don't think I've ever seen a better attacking stretch from any MLS team ever. We've seen some great plays by any MLS team. You could pick a team. Hey, they had a banger here or whatever. I've never seen a team put so many games together in multiple formats in a row. Like we're doing pretty good right now.
Well, here's what I would compare it to is like in a few of the last few seasons, we've seen these like outlier crooked goal differential type seasons from some of these teams like LAFC in 2019. They had like a plus 46 GD. I think in 2022, the Philly Union had like a plus 48. So like a team like that, where you're playing at like a 2.0 points per game pace for the whole season and putting up like plus 45, plus 50, that's like this run that they're on right now is akin to like a team like that is just like buzzsawing basically, like it, and which I think there has been a criticism that I think is fair, honestly, of this team in the past that for all the trophies they've won, for all the success they've had, they haven't really had like a season like that, like a Philly Union in 2022 or LAFC in 2019, where they just lay waste to the league. That's what they're doing right now. So it's phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, it is. It's it's hard because it's not like all of a sudden there's like no weight to the game, right? Because we know there's still going to be ebbs and flows. We know that we have some complications with injuries. We know that we have some like all these other things going on. But it's like I have more buy-in now than I think I've ever had. And like I'm a season ticket holder, and I never miss a game. Like even if I'm on a date, like I've got the like, I'm terrible. I'm still watching the game. But like what?
I mean, it's just amazing, like what winning can do to morale like that, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. With that in mind, I'm going to make a couple quick transitions here.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Nobody throw tomatoes at me in the chat, but the new signing to LAFC they're calling him Sonny, the Son Hyun Kim.
Oh yeah.
He's insane.
Yep.
I think he's just going to be fun to watch. So I'm excited to have him in the league. I think
I am too.
Really
no, I mean, he's one of the best players of this generation.
Right.
And not only that, but he is like the way I was kind of framing it when I was talking about it on the show the other night is like there's kind of a select group of players in the entire world at any given time that can just do like impossible stuff, like pull goals out of nowhere, score goals in ways that you wouldn't even fathom, like basically can be counted on to score goals in these big moments like it's clockwork. He's in that group. Like he is.
Tonight was his MLS debut, and
it was last night, but yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I think it was between 5 and 8 chances.
And he drew a penalty like 5 minutes into his
right. And he was for each of those chances, he was in the right position, he had the right pace. It was pretty incredible. And then another transition here. Speaking about number 77, Kent.
Yeah.
I'm actually don't have a lot of hard feelings here about that. And the reason is I think we and he are both very fortunate that the injury happened here. I think that with our new facility, I think with our sports medicine staff, I think with the morality of the club, our star players get injured and they don't get voted off the island by the rest of the team. They assimilate well. They're involved in training, and so people come back stronger. And I think that we're maybe a little generous with how much time we allow these players to heal. Whereas 15 years ago, it'd be like, all right, either play or you're off the team kind of a thing. But I'm glad that we have him because I think now with this type of injury for him, which is, I would never wish that on anybody, but since it has happened, and assuming that it would have happened whether he came here or not, I think that we actually have a better chance of him staying longer term. I think that he'll have more buy-in. I think that, he'll be there. There will be more of his heartstring being pulled towards the Pacific Northwest because, hey, they had buy-in for me. They helped me heal. So obviously it's not a good thing that he got injured, but assuming that he was going to get injured anyway, I'm glad that it happened here.
I know. I think there might be something to what you're saying, especially because with that whole situation, there was already an element of he had kind of lost his love for the game and was kind of trying to recapture it here. And he had talked about he felt like he was doing that. So I don't we'll see what happens as far as if they can keep him beyond this year, because there is roster stuff with that. Like Paul Areola is coming back on the books. You can't keep them as it stands. Yeah, I know. It's Paul Areola was about to be an integral member of this team this
and he's
year,
not going to be cheap either.
He's not. He's on he's not like a DP, but it's something substantial. But you cannot keep both of them as the roster is now next year and remain compliant. But if you sell a player, you might be able to, and we'll see what they do with it. But I'm the Leagues Cup reinforced it. I'm on the train of I would be happy to have him for the next couple years or beyond this year. I think he is his quality to me is not a question. It's just it's been a matter of if they can tap into it consistently. Right. But I was saying that before Leagues Cup, and then after Leagues Cup, I'm back in. I'm this guy is he's quality. He's quality.
I totally agree.
Got a couple people in the queue behind
yeah.
you, Parker, but anything else? Last takes?
Yeah.
Your floor is yours.
Quick wrap ups here. The only beef I think that anybody can have with Jesus Ferreira is that his literal jersey number is number 9. He's not a DP. We're not paying him DP money. We didn't want him to be a center striker. We literally, the same season we brought him over, we signed Jordan Morris as a number 9 DP center striker. He is, if you take all of that into consideration, forget that the number on his jersey is 9, and remember that he's not under a DP salary. He's incredible. Like, he's perfect.
It's such a important point in all this discourse because he's not a DP. He's a high TAM player, which is like phenomenal. That's like, if he was a DP, it would be a different discussion. Yeah, it would be a different discussion. But he's not a DP, and really, like, I think we have to 26 goals in 8 games, and he's been playing most of those minutes. So, like, I feel like there's no way to like get around that he has been an integral part of that. Like, everyone in the attack right now is balling as far as I'm concerned.
It's bonkers. It's unreal. Like, yeah. And then last 2 things here that I'm just going to fire off really quickly.
Yep.
KKR needs some love for his defense, because before the season, I knew he had the offensive prowess, but I don't know if he's just staying in Schmetzer's good graces or what, like making sure he's back. But he's like all the way back on defense every time. And that's kind of exciting. So I think that even though he's not doing any spectacular plays right now, I'm really impressed with his hustle. And then, of course, Snyder with that goal, I'm really excited for him. And that's all I got. Thanks for having me on.
Hell yeah. Thanks for tapping in, Parker. Always good catching up with you, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
Appreciate you.
Take care. All right. Caleb is up next in the queue, but I only see his drum set. Caleb, if you're around there, you are. Oh, I think I see him. But I can't see his hands. But we're gonna bring him on to the. Oh, okay, there he is. There he is. Caleb at the drum set. What's up, man? Haven't caught up in a while. I hope. But we're gonna bring him on to the. Oh, okay, there he is. There he is. Caleb at the drum set. What's up, man? Haven't caught up in a while. Caleb, your audio is pretty chalked, so I'm going to take you off the stage. I was hearing my voice through your feed, so we're gonna bring Kenny on here, and then I'll bring you on after that, and then see if the audio situation is better. But I'm sorry, bro, I could not hear anything. It was all jumbled, and I was hearing my own voice. We're gonna do Kenny right now, and then Caleb next after that, and then no one's in the queue after that. So I'm going to drop the link in chat one more time. I don't know if it's pinned. It might be. But there it is right there. If you guys want to tap in, lay down some takes, bask in a 4-0 dub. Kenny, what's up, man? 4-0 over the LA Galaxy. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel great, man. You know, sometimes you're having a real bad day. Sometimes you're having a no good, terrible, horrible, very bad day. And your favorite sports team comes along and just picks you right up, man. They put you on their back and they say, oh, don't you worry. We got you. We got you, Ken. 4 goals for you. Rothrock, goal and assist, or is that an own goal?
It was an own goal, and he doesn't get the assist because it was a rebound.
So rebound too.
He doesn't get either of them, but they count in our heart.
My boy got robbed, but
he got robbed.
Looked great, man. They couldn't do anything against us. Those guys can't share a field with us. They can't share their home pitch with us. I had some Galaxy fans chirping at me before the game. I know a couple Galaxy fans, and then on Twitter too. But just put the 4-0 loss in the bag, guys. Put the 4-0 loss right in the bag. I don't want to hear all that.
Like, obviously the 4 goals are rightfully getting all the attention, but like, you're right. Like, the Galaxy could not do anything offensively at all. So you got to credit the midfield and the back line and Andy T.
Outclassed, out coached, I would say. Greg Vanny didn't really have any answers.
Oh, I should have streamed the Vanny presser.
They were a little bit better in the second half, Galaxy. Exactly. Nuhu, I think, doesn't get enough credit for what an intelligent player he is. And then I remember a few weeks ago, Noah was on the show saying, look at Reed Baker Whiting out there. He's directing traffic. He's telling people where he wants the ball. You can hear Nuhu screaming for like the 1-2, the give and go from Ferreira. You can see him like beckoning to Kim Keehee to stay away. I'm going to lock down their DP. I'm going to do it alone.
That was sick. That was a good
put it on me.
That was a good pull by the broadcaster to like highlight that, where it was Gabriel Peck, right? Coming at Nuhu, and Kim Keehee's like sliding over, and you just see Nuhu just point like, no, this is between me and him. This is between me and him.
I got this. And it worked out. I think that sprung a counter that might have led to a goal. I think there was a goal shortly after that. That might have been right.
I can't remember, but it was a good
nice moment. Musovski, the Messiah. Is he fighting for team MVP this year? I think he's battling Albert for team MVP.
That's I mean, I got Christian in that debate, but
hell yeah,
Moose is definitely like I don't know if he's team MVP, but it's like fair to say, like, where would this team be without him? Because Jordan's been hurt all year. And they have gotten the production that they've needed from that position because a lot because of Moose. Like, you gotta give it to him. People still kind of talk about the Moose thing like it's like a meme, you know?
Yeah.
Especially like I hear it from opposing fan bases, but also this fan base a little bit like it's a joke when you talk about Moose as your 9. I don't know what to like tell people. It's like he's got 12 goals all comps. Like any striker they could have signed from Europe if they did that. I know people hate that argument, but it's like,
laugh at him at your own risk. You know, people want to say stuff like that about Brian White too, and Jordan Morris, as well. But production is production. You know, I don't care if it's off deflections, if it's off of against a poor team, a bottom of the table team. You know, these are MLS sides, and they don't roll over and die every weekend. But Andy T's looking great. I want to keep riding the Andy T train. While Steph's still, getting his sea legs back or whatever he's on. I had a question for you, Ari. My question was, if we did add a U22, I was just listening to Jeremiah O'Shan's podcast with Nico Moreno. They're talking about it's a very disappointing window, and it might nothing get done. But if something does get done, what position would you demand Craig Weibel addresses?
That's like, I think we were just kind of talking about that on one of the last calls, but like for me, and look, there's different schools of thought, I guess. And I'm definitely not against them using the U22 spot on a number 9. I think that's a valid spot to like take a swing with one of those spots. For me, I find what Osaze is doing so intriguing that it's kind of changing the way I think of it. And I feel like maybe in the central midfield where like the João Paulo spot, it could be a place to use it. That's the main thing that comes to mind. I don't think you necessarily need to use it on a winger at this point. So
maybe a wing back.
I would say
wing
number
back.
9 or center mid. I kind of like the wing backs on the team right now too. But center mid.
Jeremiah O'Shan's point was, where can you improve the team the most immediately and for the future? And like you're saying, Osaze, I think you're hamstringing yourself, or you're bearing a productive, prospect, high upside guy, just to bring in just a shot, just a shot at the wall, shot in the dark. And then we got to keep giving Craig Weibel props. As much smoke as we had
didn't
for
say
him
it. I
months
didn't say
ago, we got to, because if I was in charge of this team, I would have sold Leo Chu to Fluminense, and then I wouldn't have Jesus Ferreira, and I would have cut Musovski, and I'd be shit out of luck right now. So y'all very glad I am not managing this fucking roster construction.
I'm planning on doing maybe more deep dives onto like kind of grading the Craig Weibs tenure, but like, I mean, as it stands right now, bringing Rusnak back worked. The Moose signing was a hit.
Working.
Ferreira is balling out. De La Vega looks like a demigod. Like, I don't really know what to say. Like, I'm just looking at the record. Kenny, you got a couple people in the queue here behind you, but anything else that you wanted to
last thing,
hook on?
really important actually. I forgot to say this last week. I was talking about how happy I was that they were reaching out to the Latino community, and how happy I was to sit with all the Latinos and have my Latino friends there with me. And then I look across the way. I was in the north end. I look across the way to the Brum end, and what do I see? A big tifo that says, "We are not all here." So while we're celebrating, getting to play against Mexican teams, and see Mexicans doing their profession, let's not forget that we're living in a climate where not everybody is free to do their profession based on their nationality in this country. And that's Sounders fans, that's your neighbors, that's your family at this point. If you're American, you got Latino family members. So make sure you support people, and and we still got Northwest Detention Center here in Tacoma too. Right in Tacoma, you got an ICE detention center. So we can't never let that go. Don't let that shit slide.
Well said, Kenny.
Sorry
Well
to
said.
soapbox, but I appreciate you a lot, Ari. Talk to you later.
Good soapbox. Take care, and we'll talk to you on the next one. All right. We got Caleb back in the queue. We're gonna see if we can get this audio working this time. Caleb, what's up, man? Talk to me.
What's up?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Can you see me?
I can hear you and see you. I think I
Yeah,
see myself there, but 4-0 over the Galaxy. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Hi, Ari. I mean, yeah, I know you're over there. Like, I mean, figure, talk to you over there on the screen. I know, it's fine. Just be a joke. 4-0. I mean, it's the typical what you want of the Sounders getting hot in this kind of time of the month. Great performance, but I'm gonna be that negative Nancy in the water, because this month it's as much as, trust me, we're all like, licking our chops right now, which we like it's really great too, but I really, there's the gut feeling in me says that there's something that's about to crash us in. We're gonna go down like a crashing downhill, because I mean, I'm sorry to be a negative Nancy about that, but I feel that it's gonna happen at the end of the month.
Is there any like impetus behind that feeling, or just like a gut instinct?
Okay, there's many reasons. One of my biggest reasons was I really wanted to do the Rusnak debate with you, especially when if Albert was supposed to be supposedly, and coincidentally, like it's no coincidence that he's out for a whole month, right when the end of the month, when he has to play against well, I'm gonna be like you, Ari. You're like, he's got to go up against his former club, and associate with that. I wanted to do that debate, but unfortunately we can't do that because he's out for a month, and it's just no coincidence that he's out for that month right when we have to go up against RSL at the end of the month. So my thing is, we're going to go all in for this Leagues Cup. We're going to be so great, jumping, joyous, and then after that, the things is going to smash us back down to reality. And I will also say this: if you start Fry against RSL, we're going to lose. Keep Andrew Thomas and do the same treatment that what you did to Nicolas Ladero, putting him on the bench and letting him soak, putting Raul on the bench, letting him soak, put Fry on the bench and let Andrew actually take over for the rest of the season. That's all I beg.
I mean, I think the concern of potential Leagues Cup hangover could be real. I mean, God knows we saw that happen in 2022 with Champions League. So we'll see how they handle that.
Wait, Ari. But wait, Ari, do you not remember the great Leagues Cup in 2021 that we did?
I do remember that, yeah.
And what was the team that we played before the final?
Oh, it was Club Leon in the final. I don't remember.
And before we lost to them.
Yeah, who was it? I can't remember off the top of my head.
It was RSL away.
Oh, no shot. Really? I don't remember playing RSL in Leagues Cup. I must have blacked that out of my memory.
Not in Leagues Cup. We played an MLS game before that Leagues Cup final.
Yeah.
It comes down to Brian's stupid stubbornness because he thinks that because he started Cleveland in the Santos Laguna game, Stephen Cleveland, like that was a great legend, and then at the same time decided to be like, I'm going to be confident because as much as I'm Brian Schmetzer, Stephen Fry, the fact that he has not won goalkeeper of the year is a travesty and a mistake and all that BS. RSL literally answers that questions and shuts him down and makes our stubborn Schmetzer look like a stubborn German. And it was that since 2021. Then let's go. Then okay, I'm gonna go further. In 2022, when the Leagues Cup was bigger, and I think wait, was it 2022 or 2023? That was because it was one of those years that Fry barely comes out of concussion protocol, goes into Salt Lake in Leagues Cup, gets the absolute shit beat out of him by a 10-man RSL, and like it's still around this time of the month. So with that being said, you gotta like I know, trust me, this game was great. All the youngsters, great timing, great confidence, great cohesiveness. This is what you want. But there's just certain teams that I'm just saying this, like, we got to deal with Johnny Russell at the end of the month. You remember him?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with him, but yeah, they do have to deal with him.
Hello?
I forgot he was on RSL.
And we're going to have to deal with that at the end of the month. So I'm saying, in the great movie, if you ever watched the movie Daddy Daycare, one of the greatest quotes he ever said when all the kids was running around in the house, he said, how can you say to be calm, look at this? And he says, what comes up always comes down. And yes, the Sounders, we're going up, but remember, what comes up is gonna go down, and I'd rather go down quicker, sooner than later. And I really hope that, I know it's a lot of Sounders fans, yes, throw tomatoes, call me whatever you want, but I hope we get the best out of 3 series between RSL and Seattle Sounders, because I want nothing more than seeing you, Ari, and Noah, if you can see me, I love you, Red Green TV, many other great Pacific Northwest pundits shut me down for once and telling me that they could actually do something here. As much as it's like we could take any other team and we could feel confident, no, I want this one. This is the one that I want for 2024 to really prove something. So I will just stress my statement and you have the floor.
I mean, you were absolutely cooking there, Caleb. But I got a couple people in the queue behind you. But honestly, floor back to you if you got any last takes or anything you wanted to get out there.
Up the bridges, Kosakov next year for the Tacoma Defiance. Let's draft them from Ballard. Kosakov from UW. Let's go. And let's get a goddamn MLS Cup. It's seriously, if we don't act accordingly this year is about acting in accordance. And we need to be on that accord if we want to show that we want to be that team, because still, to be honest, we haven't shown it, and it's only a matter of time.
Kosakov to the Defiance. That is up the bridges. Those are agendas that I can certainly get behind. Caleb, thanks for tapping in, man. Good to catch up with you again after a while, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. All right, electric stuff there from Caleb as always. All right, we got Hunch up next, and then Colton. We got Colton in the queue. Oh hell yeah, what a show! Hunch, going to bring you to the stage right now. I hope you're there. What's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, my sides hurt.
4-0 over the LA Galaxy. The squad just keeps on rolling. Another win, another ballistic attacking performance. What'd you think?
Yeah. So let me, something else about this game that happened, and I don't know if you knew this. I learned this tonight, that the LA or the Carson Galaxy's field is actually on a slope. It runs in one direction. Did you know that?
I didn't. I've been there a few times, but I never have been told or noticed that.
Yeah, because the Galaxy apparently have momentum. They have momentum. According to the announcers, they have all this momentum. Did you know that they won 2 games in the League Cup? And they were against Tijuana and Santo Laguna? That is impressive. They're probably the only team in Leagues Cup, probably in the last 2 years, to even have done that. Did you know that? I did not know that.
I think they had to play up the resurgent Galaxy angle. And, to be fair, for the first 17 weeks of the season, they won 0 games. And now they've won 3 and a couple Leagues Cup games. So that was I kind of bought into that. I was going into this game, I was like, the Galaxy aren't as bad as they have been lately. This could be a harder game than I've been thinking, but that did not turn out to be the case.
I also learned that they won the MLS Cup in 2005. I learned that a few times tonight. That was another good one. But no, oh my gosh. So apparently up until about the 47th minute in the first half, they had the momentum, and then suddenly the announcer was like, oh, they've lost the momentum. And I'm like,
the Galaxy had the momentum?
That's what the announcers were talking about. I'm like, what is happening right now? I'm like, what are you doing? And then they were referencing Seattle, like, oh, in the second half, like, this is the first time Seattle has scored 3 goals in Carson since blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, now it's Carson. It's not Los Angeles anymore. It's like, what is happening? What is going on right now? Anyway, it was just, it was considering the form that we're coming off of, going 3-0 in the Cup, it's just like there was no mention of it. You would think that we were a minor league team playing down there during this. But overall, the run of form, I mean, how can you argue with this at all? Not to mention, what, other than the Leagues Cup 2-goal games, we're averaging 3 if you don't take the 7 in addition to that over the last 7 or 8 games.
26 goals in 8 games. Is that good? Is that...
It seems good.
Is that good output?
I'm worried about the losing streak that we're now being told that we're about to run into. But if this precedes a losing streak, I think you'd still sign up for it.
I'm looking at the table right now. Seattle's got 26 goals in the last 8 games. The Portland Timbys have 33 goals on the year. Austin FC has 23 goals on the year. Real Salt Lake has 27 goals on the year. St. Louis has 27 goals on the year. Galaxy have 28 goals on the. I mean, they've equaled a lot of these teams' season totals in the last 8 games.
And so here's a weird thing. I'm going to jump ahead to the future thing, and we'll come back to the game. But this point, while you're mentioning it, there's what the future signing is, what the signing is going to be, what U22 striker, blah blah blah. That hanging out there, is that a lever to pull to drive those people who are currently in that position on our team to raise their level? Meaning everybody from Osaze to Moose to anybody else that's going to be put up top, just knowing that they're vying for that second or third spot, ideally, if this U22 comes in, to try and raise their level, to say, you don't need to sign somebody. Let us show you that those of us that are here can deliver. Like, is that a weird lever to pull right now, and that maybe that U22 doesn't happen on the 9?
I think there might be something to that. Maybe not like explicitly said, but,
Right. No, you couldn't say it.
especially from Osaze's perspective. Like
Yes.
if I'm him, I'm probably thinking like, man, I got to be scoring goals every time I go out there. I mean, there's rumors out there that they're signing someone for the spot that I'm trying to win. So, and if they spend a lot of money on that player, they're probably going to be inclined to give them minutes over. They're going to have like an advantage in any even competition between us because it's like a big U22 big money spot. So I think that might be in his thought process. I don't know. He wants to he's a forward. He wants to bam in goals either way. But I think, I don't know. Like for me, I'm more just thinking of like how, if they should even get that U22 number 9. Like, I think it's a valid question.
I think the only, literally where you sit right now, if you're going to do it, the only thought process is how long is Jordan going to last in terms of age, speed, and, availability. And that, oddly enough, he is presently the odd man out, and that's no discredit to him or anybody else. One, we've shown that LAFC misused Masovsky, because if you can get this out of him, it's like, what were they doing with him when he was there? Like, there was no excuse. He should have had all this.
It's not that they misused him, and you could say this about RSL too. It's that they didn't use him.
Right.
Like,
lack of opportunity.
Yeah. And Seattle did well to scout that up. I think like they saw that the underlying like efficiency stuff was all there, and if that he got minutes, he would probably like be productive. And they were right. Yeah,
he's already doubled his career best in a single year from what he's ever performed in MLS, at least. And we've had 10 games to go plus playoffs plus whatever else. You could argue you just keep driving up his value and sell him. Although really it'd probably just be a trade for Tam or Gamma or something, who knows. Pending you keep Jordan and you sign a U22. But I think the other side of that is what you already mentioned. I think the 6, we don't have a lethality in the midfield that makes offenses or even other midfielders think about what they're going to do, let alone coaches, like we did with Ozzy. And I know Ozzy is a bar that's exceptional to try and hit, but we just need to, in my opinion, have something defensively that can both retake, capture, and distribute the ball to the point where teams strategize against. Maybe we don't have the middle. We don't have the confidence to be in the middle of the field because of so-and-so. So I think 6 would be next on the docket in terms of a future signing.
Yeah, I see. I think Christian he's playing that role to great effect this year.
Yeah.
But it's in a different way than like in Ozzy did. But in a way that's working. I think it's the best double pivot in the league right now with him and Obed. But I'm with what you're. I've been saying for a while that like a big like physical destroyer, like bruiser, like enforcer number 6 would be. They haven't really. JP had that presence like at his
yes
peak.
Exactly.
And Christian. He's doing all that dirty work, and we all know he's a dog on defense.
Yep.
And all that. But
you gotta know Vargas is going to move on. Like we need a partner for him.
And he's also not exactly the type of skill set we're talking about anyway.
Right.
So I think I would be cool with them using the U22 spot on that area of the field, but that's
what
just
was the guy for RSL with the dreadlocks. I can't say his name is
escaping. Kyle Beckerman.
That kind of player would be ideal.
Yeah, I would be into that if they use the U22 spot on that position. I wouldn't be mad about it. Hunch, I got a couple people behind you,
Sure. So
go
for
ahead
this game,
and cook a couple more before.
So Nuhu's raising his game, but I think that's pressure and the notion that potentially there's backups in other situations. I'm still now over the years and years, like I think we need to raise his value and potentially get something for him. Not discredit to him, but it's more of a wild card liability. I still appreciate when he's good, but it's coin flip sometimes. I thought Riemar and Jesus, especially on corner kick combos, like they made connections multiple times where a lot of our corner kicks end up with the defenders as a first touch. And Riemar looked dangerous there, but also had a great defensive game. The wingers look good. KKR. Positive overall. It's hard to argue with anything on this right now. Like they just performed. the one thing I will say that I didn't like, if I went out a lot of criticism,
Yeah, nitpick. Why, why
so
not?
and it's something that we've done over the last 4 or 5 years. It doesn't matter what it is, and the exception was the Cruz Azul game. When we have given up or when we've scored a goal, we immediately it's kind of like a boxing match or something like that, where we've delivered a hardcore punch, and then now we kind of sit back and we're waiting for that counter punch. And we kind of sat back and let the Galaxy play into us in that first half a little bit, where it's like we were inviting them to try to score.
I guess it was like the start of the game was sort of up and down.
But it was right after we scored that we kind of sat back and it's like, LA has not had control. I bet it was 50-50. And it's like, why are we afraid of them? If anything, we've got them on their heels and we know they need to press. So let's counter on them. But maybe it's just the defensive mindset that we're inherently built with that Spectre has so long. And now that's the other thing I'll say. And we'll go on this. I think the coaching staff found out during the Club World Cup that they could press and ask more of the team than they've asked before. And they used the notion of you're playing the best teams in the world to push this team to a higher level. And I think they were surprised to how much the team rose. And then they realized, okay, we can continue to do this and have doubled down or at least continued on that from the coaching perspective to say we can push these guys because they're capable of more as opposed to coaching to be good enough. And I'm not saying that they were trying to like put a governor or a limit on them. I think they realized that they have found new mechanisms to press this squad, even with rotation, and they have responded and they have figured out how to continue to manufacture using those coaching mechanisms and the chemistry that has now clearly formed with this squad across the board.
Yeah, no, I think you might be onto something with that as far as what the messaging was. And I mean, I was getting to it earlier. I think the pressers started, but I really think that a lot of what we're seeing right now is probably at least in some part due to the Club World Cup and just the honestly, like as simple as the level that they were playing at. Yeah, it's belief, but it's also like when you're playing against competition that good, it ups your level. It makes you better. Like you improve playing teams like that. And like I think ever since that tournament, they've just been looked so razor sharp playing these teams that weren't competing at that high a level. Like it's kind of put them like on a little bit of a elevated tier, it seems like.
It's like what they say about courage. You don't have courage initially. You fake courage, and you go out there and you do something you didn't think you could do, and then you do it, and you realize I can do this. And then the next time you do go out there, you already have the courage because you forced yourself to do it the first time. It's like they discovered the belief in playing in the Club World Cup that they could hang and do these things, and now they're confidently pushing themselves and their teammates by not being on the back foot or thinking like, okay, let's not mess this up. Let's play defensive first. It's like we can go for this and we can afford to do this, and let's play our game. Let's take our game to them instead of waiting for the game to come to us. Which, I mean, not for nothing, we still were shut out in all 3 first halves in the Leagues Cup, and I don't think that they looked poor, but it's a matter of like, how do you find that level and how do you press that button so you come out of the gate in the first half doing that? But yeah. I still think they have raised their game. They've elevated overall across the board, staff to field, and I'm looking forward to what's coming up. I don't know about Leagues Cup how it'll go, but I still think it's a clown show how they're running it with the home teams and everything else. But that's a different situation.
It's certainly going to be fun to watch if they can keep up this type of output. I don't know if they will, but right now they're absolutely rolling.
And that's what somebody was telling me, and you can go on this, is that the only way we host the Leagues Cup championship is if Orlando is the one who makes it too.
Oh, all right. Well, I was hoping to be more Miami today than that, but so they'll have to probably win it on the road. Although Orlando's looking pretty damn good, so maybe
they thumped Miami today.
It could happen. It could happen. All right, Hunch. Thanks for tapping in as always, man. Good stuff, and have a good one. We'll talk to you on the next one. All right, we got a special guest up next. We're gonna bring him to the stage right now. We got Colton, former resident of the Lobbing Scorchers mansion. He's called in before. He went to Portland with us. You were on the Portland live show, weren't you? Yeah, yeah, that was.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
What's up, dude? What did you think of 4-0 against the LA Galaxy?
Well, first off, I should probably apologize that I am currently sitting in bed. But I was starting to see some takes that really just took me to the point where I couldn't not call in.
It happens. It
And
happens.
so, yeah, it happens. So, you might see me in bed with my cup of nighttime tea next to me during this. But I mean, honestly, I think my overriding thought, you know me pretty well. I
Mhm.
always like looking at the big picture.
Yeah.
And I like looking kind of at the 10,000-foot view. This is probably for me one of the most satisfying results in team history as of late.
The Galaxy, the 4-0 over
Um,
the Galaxy.
yeah, and I think it's not necessarily because it's this version of the Galaxy. That's not very satisfying. I mean, they are, as we've very, privately notarized, they are 3-15-7, I believe. But
Nah,
on a
yeah.
on a national stage on Fox Sports 1, where the commentators, like the last guy said, were constantly trying to pump the tires of the Los Angeles Galaxy. The Sounders beat them 4-0, and they beat them pretty handily at the end of the day. So, to me, the Seattle Sounders FC as a club always get compared to the Galaxy first and foremost as a measure
Yeah.
of consistency
Yeah.
and as a measure of what it means to be a top class team in MLS. But everything that happened in this game, to me, really proved that the Sounders beat the Galaxy over the head about that. No matter if the Galaxy have 6 MLS titles and
And
they
even
just
though they
won
won
last
that,
year and
even though they
everything
won that
else.
playoff game last year, yeah.
Yeah, and even though they won that playoff game last year, we had a kid named Snyder Brunell score a goal for us tonight. Like, what the hell is going on? Snyder,
Nephew
like,
of Mark.
no
Nephew of
offense
Mark.
to him. Nephew
Chat,
of Mark, for
Chat,
sure.
did you know that he's literally nephew of Mark Brunell?
Literally Mark Brunell's nephew.
Shout out anyone who remembers watching Mark Brunell.
But also on top of that, the fact that we had Danny Muzovsky score a brace, he's now, I think, what is it? He's equaled his career goals total for a season, and that previous total was in USL. Like, it's unbelievable what this club is doing with players right now at this level, where they've had kind of niggling injuries and annoying injuries all season. Obviously, specifically, I think, to Jordan Morris, and then other injuries all across the park with Rusnak right now as well. And they just beat the LA Galaxy 4-0 on the road. And like I posted about on Blue Sky, seeing the Sounders leading LA 3-0 and seeing maybe 15 people in the supporters section at LA, that's the stuff I used to dream of. For years and years. You just hope you see that stadium half empty with the Sounders out by a bag, and that's exactly what they were tonight. And I just think that this is such an important result in the league and such an important result overall, just as far as the vibes are concerned. I don't necessarily think that at the end of the month this is all going to come crashing down in a Hindenburg-like blaze.
To me, it does. What feels sustainable about it is, well, first of all, like the type of footy that they're playing right now, but just also like they've been able to do it from kind of just all sorts of different ways, different lineups. Guys they haven't had their DP number 9 all season. Like they've had all kinds of other like injuries in rotation, and right now they're like playing their best ball. So you never know what could happen, but like even if the level drops off a little bit, they're going to be playing at a really high level. So I mean, how are you, Colton? How are you feeling about Leagues Cup? I know you were not necessarily like the biggest, most invested in the tournament. Now that they're making a run,
confused. I'm still pretty confused on how the whole thing works, to be completely honest with you.
I mean, so am I. Yeah.
I've read that same web page on the Leagues Cup website 7 or 8 times. Still don't really know what's going on. I think my overriding thought is that it's one thing to be in Leagues Cup and to win the 3 games the way that they did. The fact that they then bounced back to MLS play and did the exact same thing when me and you both, I think, saw this game as a massive trap game for this current iteration of the team and past iterations of the team. This is exactly the kind of game that they lost for years and years, where they were riding off a high from, winning 3 relatively important games in a different competition, and they come back to MLS play and they drop an absolute egg, and they didn't do that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I think that's honestly pretty huge because me and you and several other people that we know saw this as a huge trap game. And not only did they win, they won pretty decisively, which I think is nice.
No, it's such a good point because like I'm so used to when the team is juggling a tournament with the league season, and even if they're doing well in the tournament, it's so hard to like maintain your level across like those competitions. And we've seen a lot of times in the past that even if they are playing at a high level, like when they come back to the league from CONCACAF Champions League, for instance, there's this like drop off, or like you're basically like punting results. You're like, okay, well, we put it in for CCL, so now the next couple league games are probably chalked, but it's whatever. It's for the tournament, and
Yeah.
I felt like this team is rolling enough right now where, this Galaxy team is bad enough where that didn't necessarily have to be the case. But I literally like talked myself into before the game. I was like, man, this could be just like, because both these teams put it in Leagues Cup. So I was like, this could just be like a two gassed teams kicking the ball around and waiting for a 0-0 or a 1-1 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what would my reaction be if Seattle like drew this game under like looking gassed circumstances, even against a Galaxy team this bad? And I was like, you know what? It would be whatever. Like they're in this tournament right now that they're trying to make a run at. And I don't really care about this Galaxy game that much. But then they went out there and they just beat their ass. So it's like, that didn't even have to worry about that, which like in CCC in years past, I like accepted that you would punt games like this, even against a bad team. So
Yeah, I think if this game is 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that, then it feels a lot different than it does right now. But they won 4-0. They won it very decisively.
Snyder Burnell scored a goal.
Snyder Burnell scored a goal, which, and again, incredibly crazy name to have on the Seattle Sounders in 2025. But they played and they played so well throughout. I mean, I just thought even at 1-0, 2-0, they were kicking their ass. The stats might not show it, but I think it was pretty easy by the eye test while you're watching the game that the Sounders dominated this game almost to completion.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily something that has ever happened in Los Angeles, no matter how good or bad the team was down there, right?
It just doesn't happen that much in general where it's like front to back. Like there was maybe 3 to 5 minutes of that game where the Galaxy looked like they were on the front foot. I don't think it could have been more than that.
Yeah, the Sounders always seem to have a frustrating 15 to 20 minutes, even in games that they dominate. But today, I don't even think you can say that it was 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, they just basically, to me, smacked them in the mouth from the start of the game. And sometimes the ball doesn't go in the back of the net when you do that. But it's pretty obvious to tell that you're just punching a team in the face and there's nothing they can do about it. And I thought that was pretty evident through most of the game today, which, again, I think that's, I don't know, to me, that's a big deal because, like we've talked about in years past, this is the kind of game where they leave with the most frustrating possible result, and it basically digs at me for 3 weeks.
And
you know?
Just the thoroughness of it, man. Like their press was all over them from the jump. They were winning balls in dangerous areas. They looked dangerous on the counter. And then anytime the Galaxy did get going forward, it felt like one of the center backs was like just right in the right spot to win the ball back. It was good, man. Like I'm kind of like, it's been such a good run of form for such a long time now, these 8 games where I'm like, I don't even know like how to react to it sometimes. Like, wow.
I mean, I also think it's pretty significant they got a clean sheet again tonight, because again, that is another thing where sometimes in the past they would win a game like this pretty decisively, but they would give up a really annoying goal. Usually it would be the fault of a certain player that I'm not going to name because that's not really my thing. I'm not really one to be analyzing specific players' performances. I was never that good at the game, and so I'm not going to be the one that publicly calls them out for their efforts at the game. But again, that just happens to be, pretty obvious sometimes, where the goals come from, I guess. But again, I think it's pretty significant that they didn't give up a goal tonight. They won 4-0. They didn't have that annoying little leak throughout the game that kind of deadened the effect of the result. And like we saw, it was enough to force the official at LA Galaxy Twitter account to just post the final score graphic with the words.
Oh, let's pull it up. Let's
no
pull it up.
space.
Let's pull it up. I
space.
didn't
It's
think of that.
full-time. Just straight full time. They were not invested in putting a space between the words full and
Did
time.
they did no text final graphic?
No, they didn't no text final graphic, but they posted full time.
Oh,
no
okay, it
space,
said
all one word with a period. So it's still a pretty solid final text.
Here we go.
Full time.
I see. My thing is like Cruz Azul did this too. Like, I don't know if like making the score less prominent is like an option here, or because this is like a very well made, well crafted graphic.
It's fantastic.
It's like
Shout
a good
out to the LA
graphic.
Galaxy social team for sure.
It's a good graphic, and I mean, let's see how many replies they're sitting on. It's not going to be as many as Cruz Azul. See, their fans don't even care at this point. It's only 54
they're
replies
checked
is
out.
kind of disappointing.
They're checked out.
54 is disappointing.
I will also say each of their goal tweets was very satisfying because I think the first one was goal them. Yeah, you can scroll down. You can see all four. Yeah, goal them. That was 1-0. And then goal Seattle was 2-0. And I think 3-0
this is a good
was-
sequence right here. It's a good sequence.
Yeah.
I love these where that's you got 3, 11, and 18 right here. That's nice.
Yeah. I think 3-0 was goal SFC, perhaps. Scroll up a bit.
Oh,
Let's
this
see
is a
what it looks
halftime.
like.
We got halftime.
Yeah, halftime graphic is always tough.
That's I see. I also always feel bad for the guys they put on like the like front and center on these graphics.
You never want to be the player who's on a halftime graphic down 2-0.
No, they had Did you see the Cruz Azul one with the 7-0?
I didn't. No,
They had
but I can
the
imagine that it was
it was like this, and they had like a guy centered like this, but for a 7-0. Like
And
make
he's trying real
that a
hard.
team shot, dude. Like
Yeah, you gotta just post the
okay.
ground. Oh, there we go. Goal SEA.
Goal, SEA.
So that was 3-0. And then
You got your sub. You got the quad.
subs.
This was the Vanny Rage sub, right? This was the quad sub. He quad subbed, dude.
Yeah, the quad sub was crazy.
I haven't. They're not going to post the Vanny presser tonight because they're cowards. But I'm gonna have to dive into that. Okay, and then we got goal sounders. They did a different. They did a different call for every single one.
Every single goal, which I appreciate. I mean, they really definitely paid attention to detail, which is good.
We got 20 replies on this one.
Yeah, and again, I mean, yeah, the just full time final graphic, just no space, just full time. They really put as little effort as possible into that.
I'd like to thank the Seattle Sounders for beating these teams so bad lately that we get this content. These graphics are great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You can win trophies, you can hang banners, but if you force the opposing team into posting really embarrassing graphics online, you've truly won.
The embarrassing graphics are like partially a trophy to me.
Correct. I agree. There should be like a digital portion of the trophy case at the Providence Swedish Performance Center, or whatever it is called, down at Long Acres. That is just final graphics.
I think
different games.
This is inspiring me to do a bit where I like archive these and commemorate them, because a 7-0 and a 4-0 right in the like last few games. I mean, feeling blessed.
Yeah, and again, I don't think everyone is going to see it this way, but the fact that they won 4-0 at Los Angeles Galaxy, that was something that like wasn't a thing for years and years. And I know this Galaxy team is not good. I understand the roster turnover they've gone through. I understand the players that they are missing. But still, just from a vibe standpoint, the fact that they just won 4-0 at LA Galaxy feels absolutely insane to me.
Well, and I think that the Galaxy are this bad is like part of the symbolism of it. It's like you were
Yeah.
saying, it's like representative of, I think, like the divergent paths
Yeah.
that these two clubs are on right
Yeah.
now, and that like
Yeah.
the whole rat race of like the Sounders are chasing the Galaxy's like MLS Cups, and like the
Yeah.
Galaxy are still the gold standard and stuff. Like I think stuff like this kind of underscores that, maybe they're chasing Seattle now at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you can say whatever you want about the Sounders when they win or lose trophies. If the Sounders won MLS Cup this year, I can pretty confidently 100% guarantee they will not start the next season 3-15-7. There's just absolutely no way, right? Like, there's absolutely no way.
No.
And I think if they did, they definitely wouldn't keep the coach like LA is doing now.
Well, they extended him.
I don't think it's a bad decision to extend Greg Vanney, because eventually that team will come back. But again, I just don't think you're never going to see the Sounders the season after winning MLS Cup or Champions League or Leagues Cup or any of these trophies they compete for. They're never going to start 3-15-7.
3-15-7 is an incredible bit.
Dude, 3 wins. It is August.
It's August 10th.
It's August.
It's August 10th, and they're sitting on a 3 spot. They had 0 through 17 weeks. It's just
Exactly. They won their first game in what, June? Is that right? Was it May or June? I mean, it was pretty late into the season.
It was very late. It was very late.
Would, and I think it brings me a lot of joy that you would absolutely never see a Sounders team do that. And I don't even think it's after winning a trophy. It's literally ever. Like, I don't think you would just ever see
even in the
a Seattle team do that.
Even in the worst times I could imagine, the start of 2016 when they went 6-12-2, that felt pretty bad, but even that wasn't 3-15. And then the only other comparable stretch was after they won Champions League and missed the playoffs. But even that, they were like at a 1.1 whatever points per game. It was like bad, but it wasn't like 3-15.
It wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't the end of the world bad. I mean, this is bad on a global stage where you're going to introduce people to MLS with LA Galaxy, and they're going to see that. Like, it's bad. But that's neither here nor there.
Hold on. This is what they're going to see.
Yeah. We're going to have people that are just getting back into the swing of watching soccer.
See, I think August. Just looking at it again right now, I think this is the way to do it, where you got the team shot. There's no good option. Okay. There's no good option, but as opposed to highlighting one guy, I think doing everyone's in this together, this 4-0. But what I would do is I would make this font smaller. Yeah. You don't need to like put that prominent. You can if you make it smaller and put it off to the side, no one's gonna be like, hey, why did you not put the 4-0 like front and center on the graphic?
I mean, this might be a controversial take. They should have done what I have always believed that Los Angeles sports teams should do when they lose a game like this. They should just post a picture of the sun setting above the Pacific Ocean and be like, we get to be here with this, and you don't. So we still win at the end of the day.
That is one route. That is one route to go.
A lot of that is influenced by my long-running take, that Los Angeles doesn't need sports. They don't need professional sports. They have other things to do. Their lives are fine as it is, but we don't need to get into that now. I just think, when you lose a game like that in relatively embarrassing fashion, just post a picture of the sunset and be like, it was
they could do like a
split
image of the sunset and then their 6 MLS Cups.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that gets you ratioed more than the final graphic.
You don't need to post the team huddle picture before getting absolutely shellacked 4-0 at is it Dignity Health Sports Park? Is that their current?
I totally forgot to tell everyone this. I meant to. Thanks for the reminder.
Here we go.
My mom texted me after the game and she said something like, no, there's no dignity to be found at Dignity Health Sports Park. I was like, wow.
That's
Mom
incredible.
came out of left field with that.
Dude,
that
Mama
was,
Logan Wall is fucking firing, dude.
She cooked on that. She's right.
That's
I
incredible.
didn't even think of that, but she's
Yeah,
right.
she's the fucking poster. Get her on the pod, dude.
I know.
That's unreal. That's
was,
unreal.
It was fire. All right. Well, Colton, I'm at past 2 hours on this post game live, so I'm about to get out of here for the night.
Yeah, I need to go to bed. I work at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed at some point. I mean, did you have any last takes or anything that you wanted to fire out there?
No, I mean, really, I think, like I said earlier, I try to look at the sport, and I try to look at this specific result at more of a 10,000-foot view than a lot of people seem to. And I think this is a very significant result, and I think that it's very good in the long term of the Seattle Sounders. And I think that this team is playing so well right now. It gives me a lot of belief and a lot of hope that they can go on and potentially win Leagues Cup no matter where it's played. They can go on and win MLS Cup no matter where it's played, because the players on the field are that good, I think. And for me, I've been waiting all season for them to show me that they are ready to do that. And over the last 2 weeks, they have, given a lot of adversity. They've faced a lot of adversity very well. And so, I guess my final take at the end of the day is that this is a very good result, and that the Seattle Sounders are just fine. And there's no reason to panic, and there's no reason to worry about the future, because it's a very good result. And this team is very good at the end of the day. They've been very good on paper for a long time. And I think over the last 3 weeks, they've proved that they're very good in action as well. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. So that's all I got.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for calling in, Colton. Good to get you back
Anytime.
on here. It's been
Yes,
a
sir.
few since we've had you on. So we'll get you on here again soon enough.
Yeah, I'll be back one of these days.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, have a good one, brother. Catch you soon. All right, folks. That is going to do it. That is going to do it for your boy tonight. I went 2 hours. No one else is in the queue. And it's time for us to all go to bed with a 4-0 beatdown of the LA Galaxy fresh on our minds. I think there's something to what Colton was saying there, as far as like I don't know if one game alone like fully symbolizes like a changing of the guard, but I think it's like with how this season has gone for them, and then watching this game tonight, I think there is a little bit of like, who's really chasing who at this point anymore? Like, I don't know. That was a beatdown. This team's on fire. 26 goals in 8 games. Moose is going to score 20 goals this year. Snyder Brunell is scoring goals. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I'll show you what we're talking about. We're talking about this. I'll be back right here actually at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning with Nico Moreno. We're going to be breaking down this game even more. Mostly getting Nico's takes. I don't even need to give that many of my takes. Lobbing Scorchers kickoff, 8 a.m. Everyone, if you have not liked the video, I don't know what you're thinking, what you're doing, but like the video. Sub to the channel. LobbingScorchers.com/sauce. LobbingScorchers.com/archive. What else am I missing? I don't know. I'm tired. I mean, I'll see you guys in a few hours, honestly. Thanks for tuning in. Another big win for the Seattle Sounders. We're going to keep it right on rolling. Nico and I will be at it tomorrow. Noah and I are going to be recording. Under the Lights will be going down. So the train don't stop. See you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.
Some people come to Lumen Field for the tactics, for the soccer, the atmosphere. And some come for Paul Rothrock's hair. Me personally, I come for both. because I have agendas to push. Live soccer isn't just better, it's way more personal. From making friends to becoming the guy in your section that's just constantly yelling about advanced statistics. Get tickets to any Sounders match by visiting lobbingscorchers.com/tickets. You support the pod, our agendas, the vibes, and the chaos.